Hi, my name is Corey Gerard, and this is Monster Wars Battles. You will now see and hear Darth Vader fighting Freddy Krueger. So, now the scene begins where a lava river is shown. Then the motioning lifts up, and then a tall, dark structure is seen. It appears to be a building of some kind. So we move in closer to this alien-style castle, and a speedy passage now reveals its darkened inner hallways. Then suddenly a loud type of breathing is heard as if a respirator machine aids in it. Next, the scene follows that breath noise into an advanced medical chamber of some sort. Darth Vader is now seen having his mechanical limbs removed by detaching robotics. Then one particular machine places his damaged body into a healing Bacta tank as it attaches a mouth and nose piece onto Vader's face, as shown doing so. Vader's eyes then appear to be bright yellow. Next, the scene goes to a thunderous, darkened sky, and lightning strikes are also seen. Then the motioning moves below until it reaches a street sign with the name Elm Street on it, as shown. Now the scene goes to a house in particular, and then we see a lightning bolt hit its front yard. Then suddenly the inside of this famous house is shown from that perspective as a creepy looking Bloody Mary walks around. Lightning flashes are then seen, which comes and goes so brief. Now Bloody Mary comes across a big square mirror in the dining room. Then her dark-skinned, dread hair appearance soon changes into a beautiful mixed brunette woman. Mary appears shocked while she touches her new face as she looks at the picture mirror. Then Freddy appears behind Mary during a loud thunder. She next quickly turns, and then Freddy Krueger strikes her down quickly with his glove of razors. Now a big flash of light is shown, and then the front of Darth Vader's healing tank appears. Then the motioning moves closer until the Sith Lord's face is seen inside of it, but his eyes are definitely closed, as if Vader is sleeping during the healing treatment. Then a hooded dressed person is seen dimming the lights as his master receives the Bacta remedy. Now Darth Vader's thoughts are heard, which say, "Make my mother whole again, for I am one with the dark side of the Force." After that remark, Freddy Krueger is shown in that thunderous dream again as he looks out of his front window. Now suddenly a split screen shows both Vader and Krueger. So the Sith Lord and Dream Lord are then shown at the same time in two different scenes, while Darth rejuvenates and Freddy resides. Now a closer up of Freddy is seen, and he says, "Oh, what do we have here? Another sleepyhead, and truly one of mine, no doubt." The scene then goes back to Darth Vader's castle, and we see the outer surrounds of it as molten lava streams run about. Next, the motioning courses to his castle's inside and then stops in front of Lord Vader's healing chamber, as shown doing so. Now suddenly the Bacta tank, which is mostly made of glass, begins to crack. We then see a curious Vader look around as this happens. Then that tank confinement shatters completely, and then a limbless Sith Lord is shown hanging in the air, because his mechanical arms and legs are not attached. Vader's eyes are then seen glowing bright yellow as he looks on a hooded servant who appears to be frozen steel. Darth Vader doesn't voice any command to his servant guy because his Bacta tank breathing mask is still connected. Darth Vader now believes there's been a mechanical failure of some kind. Lord Vader then notices that his entrance door is completely torn down, as sparks are shown where several machine failures are. Now suddenly a creepy laughter is heard coming from an outer corridor, and then Freddy Krueger is seen as he scratches a wall with his razors. He appears to be wearing his vintage sweater and hat, and then he says, "Freddy's coming for you, too." The scene then goes back to Vader, who's still shown hanging above. Now the Dark Lord's thoughts are heard as they say, "The Force is mine to command." Then Vader is shown using the dark side to reconnect his mechanical limbs back on. So two arms and legs are now seen quickly attaching to this Sith Lord's body. Darth Vader then takes the Bacta mask off of his face and lands on the ground without a shirt, helmet, mask, and chest plate armor. We then see Vader's facial expression, which makes an angry looking grin, and now he says, "Your doom is at hand, intruder." Next, the scene is shown returning to Krueger again as this menace roams a dim castle hallway. Then Freddy stops and turns around as if he's heard a noise from behind. Then 4 floater droids are seen flying towards Krueger, and they quickly activate blowtorch and spinning buzzsaw weapons. Freddy is now shown replying, "Yeah, this is my type of place." So the killer droids surround the Dream Terror and proceed to slice and shoot torch flames at him. Krueger then replies, "Toys, you gotta do better than that, Lord Invader," or whatever the hell you're called, as heat torches and saws are shown hitting his body. Freddy Krueger then smiles and conjures 4 miniature versions of those killer bots in the palm of his left hand, as shown doing so. He next destroys Vader's attack droids by crushing the tiny ones with his razor-gloved hand. Then suddenly a dark shadow appears on 2 walls near Freddy. So he turns and sees an unmasked, angry-looking Darth Vader, who's seen wearing a black and clear breath mask, which covers his mouth and nose. So Vader uses the dark side to lift Freddy up, and then Darth Vader proceeds to break every bone in Krueger's body by using the Force to do so as shown. Freddy Krueger is now seen yelling in pain while hanging in the air. Vader then ignites his lightsaber and viciously chops off Freddy's arms and legs, and then Krueger is seen falling to the castle floor as a limbless horror. Now a backward view of Vader shows that he has a steel patch clamp over his crushed skull part, and the Sith appears to be wearing a black cloak with an attached hood instead of this Dark Lord's known flowing cape. The motioning turns to Vader's front, and his face mask displays a digital wording in red computer letters. Now Darth Vader is shown saying, You will only live long enough to regret your intrusion. Freddy is then seen frowning, and then Vader kicks him on a crushed security droid. We then see Krueger laugh out loud. Vader is next seen expressing a curious silence. Now Freddy is seen replying, "Oh, I forgot to tell you, mine grow back, but yours don't, Darth Invader." Then suddenly all of Krueger's chopped limbs reappear on his body, as shown doing so. So Freddy then quickly stands and says, "Two can play at this game." So Krueger conjures two mini lightsaber axes into both of his hands and then charges Vader, fastly swinging the twin laser blades. Now Darth Vader is shown blocking Freddy's axes with his ignited lightsaber. Oh, Krueger's deadly weapons appear to have small connecting chains on their ends, which grants this dream terror the ability to twirl them fastly. So Krueger swings his left axe around Vader's head, and it barely hits Vader's head clamp. Now the very skilled Vader is seen slicing Freddy's right leg and left shoulder. So Krueger drops his red blade axes and then shoots Vader with a multicolored lightning. This type of mystical energy is seen coming from Freddy's hands and fingertips. And Freddy isn't wearing his glove at this time. Now Lord Vader tries to deflect that magic, which looks partly green of strands, but his lightsaber is somehow shorted out. So Vader lets it slip to the ground as shown. Next, the Sith Lord is seen affected by Freddy's mystic lightning because his circuits start to spark. We then see Freddy stop that energy attack and reply, "Oh, a wizard master taught me that ability. He was one of those dream-powered kids." Vader's eyes appear very angry yellow now, but this Sith Lord falls to the floor as energy sparks are shown on his mechanics. Vader then tries to stand up and first gets to one knee, but Krueger kicks him back to the ground. And Vader falls on his back as seen doing so. Now Freddy is shown smiling and says, "So where were we?" Then the Dream Demon picks up a laser axe and proceeds to cut off Vader's mechanical arms and legs as the Dark Lord of the Sith makes noises of discomfort, as shown and heard. We then see Freddy reply, "Now let's play a game called Spin the Robot." Then suddenly Krueger conjures a spinning plate underneath Darth Vader, and then quickly spins Vader in a circle. Next, Freddy is seen putting on his glove of razors. Then Darth Vader uses the dark side of the Force and levitates his own spinning body above Freddy Krueger in a wide corridor space. Krueger now looks up at a limbless Sith Lord. Then Vader quickly breaks the underplate into two fragments by using the dark side, and then sends both pieces flying at Freddy Krueger. Then Freddy makes an angry facial and knocks one of those pieces away with his razor glove, but the other piece sticks in his stomach. So Freddy makes a discomfort sound as shown doing so. Now the hovering Vader's eyes glow brightest and then shoot Freddy with a yellow force energy, which paralyzes the dream monster, as seen. Now, suddenly, two flight droids enter the hallway and fly to Darth Vader. We then see a droid clamp his hands over Vader's shoulders, and then it flies the limbless Dark Lord out in a hurry. Then the other droid is shown lifting Krueger into the air as he slices at it with his razor knives. Now the scene is shown moving into another type of medical lab, and then Vader is seen receiving brand new mechanical arms and legs, including attached hands and feet. His prosthetic machine then connects them very fast because of Vader's rapid repair setting. But Vader's body isn't clothed with his leather costume nor helmet. So a bald and scarred Vader is seen looking down at his black uniform while his new digital face mask displays breathing vitals. Next, the dim lit ceiling is shown above Darth Vader for several seconds, and then the scene shows a fully dressed Darth Vader without his black helmet, mask, and armor breastplate which covers his shoulders. This Master Sith Lord is still wearing black leather with a dark chain, hood, and cloak which covers up his chest plate preserver. Now Lord Vader is shown pulling his hood over his bald head and suddenly leaves this room. Next, Vader is seen walking into an observation room inside of his castle. Then a large window comes into view, which shows the outer Mustafar world. We then see Lord Vader turn to look out onto his very own planet, but this Sith Lord notices something very wrong with it. Now a bright blue substance is shown all over the ground instead of its fiery stream lakes. Then suddenly Vader's castle is seen from the outside, and it appears that molten hot lava streams no longer surround the home. So stay tuned for part 2 of this exciting battle.